Hello, ayan. Pwede na. Okay, sige. Do you have any questions about our previous lecture, neurocytology? Dali lang naman, no? We're able to review. Okay. So, ang tip nila before for board exam review, whatever you learn in the morning, review at night. Para mas masolidify sa memory. Okay, so ideally, diba? Ideal. Siyempre, depende sa inyong schedule. Siyempre, mas maganda, yes. Okay, so if you have no questions from the previous lecture, we'll go ahead with vascular system. Okay, so vascular system, ito ang one of the best ways to learn neurology kasi, the anatomy of the brain, is through stroke. Diba? Through stroke siya. Kasi when you occlude some part of the vascular system, doon mo malalaman yung which part is supplied by that vascular system, tapos what are the functions of that area. Okay, so traditionally, historically, that's how neuro was studied talaga. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, vascular system, very important in terms of anatomical na pag-aaral ng neuro. Okay? Lalo na, ito is a stroke kasi. Stroke is primarily a vascular problem. Okay? So, yan ang bread and butter of most common neurologic disease would be stroke. Okay? So, pag naiintindihan niyo na itong vascular system, more or less, medyo okay na. Mga 70% or 50 ganun, pwede na. Okay, so outline for this lecture lang. Of course, the vascular anatomy of the brain, iba pa yung spinal cord and the peripheral structures. But we'll focus mostly on the brain. Okay? Tapos, physiology, pathophysiology, mga different disease entities, yung mga vascular pathologies, tsaka a little bit of clinical correlation para you would appreciate yung pag-aaral ng vascular system. So, when you say vascular system, diba, that's your first one, blood vessels. Okay, so you have your arteries, veins, okay? So, you trace mo na when you start studying brain vascular system, you trace it from the aorta. So, madali na yan, di ba? Basic anatomy yan. So, of course, coming from the aortic arch, from the heart, aortic arch. Ayan. So, you divide yung vascular system or the vascular blood supply of the brain. You divide it into two. You have the anterior circulation and the posterior circulation. Okay? So, anterior circulation, mainly, that's from common carotid arteries. Okay, remember lang, kapag right CCA, it's coming from your brachiocephalic artery. Pag left, directly yan from the arch of the aorta. Okay? So remember, diba, kasi the arch of the aorta, ay nasa left, diba? Kasi from the heart. Tapos you have three main trunks, and then one of those would be your common carotid artery. And then the other one would be yung brachiocephalic, which would later on give rise to your right common carotid artery. Okay? Pupunta sa kanan. Okay, from there, it ascends the neck laterally, lateral of the trachea. Tapos you have the bifurcation. So from common carotid artery, the internal and external carotid artery. And that's at the level of below the mandible. So around this area, that's where it separates to become internal and external. Okay? So it's the external, so alam niyo yung external, extracranial. So sa labas siya. Mostly concerned for mga scalp, facial supply. While the internal carotid artery, yun yung pumapasok sa, that's what they are concerned. Okay, so it enters in the petrous portion of your temporal bone. Okay, so ito nice tulong niyan, tinanggal na nila. Book na yan. Okay, so yan. Okay, so basically, para lang makita niya basically, ang ICA or internal carotid artery, it has several sections or segments. Okay? So meron yan cervical, ito na yung sinulang petrous, lacerum, cavernous, clinoid, ophthalmic segment. And this one very important kasi ophthalmic kasi this is where your ophthalmic arteries arise. Okay? So pag nagkaroon kayo ng patients, ang clinical significance nito would be in patients with, so ibig sabihin yan ang blood supply of the eyes, ophthalmic. So yan ang blood supply. So in patients who complain of, kasi diba in neuro you localize, diba? So for patients who complain of may weakness, may slurring of speech, no, na sudden onset, diba you would think of right-sided weakness, gano'n. Tapos you would think of stroke na, di ba, pag gano'n, okay? So baka middle cerebral artery stroke siya. Pero once your patient complains of mga, nagbubulag, okay? Mga intermittent, o kaya naman molecular blindness, medyo matakot ka na doon. Kasi you know that what supplies the eyes, diba, the vision is your ophthalmic artery. And going back to your anatomy of the vascular supply, ang alam mo, ang ophthalmic artery ay directly branches off from the what? Ayan na. From the internal carotid artery, diba? Ibig sabihin, main pa, internal carotid artery ang nagsistart mag-block. So you would expect a very, 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 very big stroke. Diba? Diba? Yun ang clinical significance of itong blindness in patients with ano. Okay? Ayun na. So C7, terminal segment of your ICA, ayan yung favorite natin, no? So dyan na nag-rise yung circle of Willis. Okay? So ito, favorite namin natanong yan yung circle of Willis. So, kabisaduhin niyo lang din yan. Yan, mamaya, punta natin yan. So, circle of Willis, yan yung main terminal segments of your ICA. Tapos later on joined by the vertebral arteries, basilar artery, or the posterior communication to form the circle. Okay, so yun yung pinaka-main supply of the brain. Okay, later we'll look at that. Now, the posterior circulation, this one is mostly supplies your brainstem, cerebellum, a few parts of your occipital lobe. No? So basta hatiin mo na sa gitna. More or less. Parang pag ganun. Pag ganyan. Okay? So sa likod, sa baba, that's your posterior circulation. Cerebellum, some parts of your parietal, temporal, occipital, brainstem. Okay? So yan. That's your posterior circulation supply. Okay? So from the vertebral arteries. Okay? So first branch of the subclavian arteries, and then you form the vertebral arteries, and then they ascend. If the common carotid artery ascends anteriorly, lateral to the trachea, the vertebral naman, sa likod lang. Okay? Diba? So may 6 cervical spines, so may transverse processes of your, di ba nag-anatomy na kayo? Have you seen mga cervical bones? Cervical spine, di ba? May mga foraminal processes yan. Okay? So doon nag-ascend ang vertebral arteries. Okay, kaya very, very common din yung dissection, di ba? Parang for neck trauma. Kasi closely sila sa bones talaga. Okay? And then they enter, dire-diretso pataas, they enter the intercranial space, intercranium, via the foramen magnum as well. Okay, so major branches, you have your anterior spinal artery, later makita natin yan, which supplies the mostly spinal cord na ang supply niya. Posterior spinal artery and your posterior inferior cerebellar artery. Okay, so ayan siya. Okay, yan. That's your posterior circulation. Okay, which will eventually join the other arteries of the anterior circulation to form your circle of Willis. Okay, ayan. Okay, so from the vertebral arteries, diba, kita niyo dito, kita niyo dyan ha, diba, from the vertebral arteries ascending up, eventually they join together, left and right, to form one big trunk. You call it the basilar artery. And it runs anteriorly to your brainstem. Okay, sa medulla, sa pons, umakyat yan. One single artery. Yan, kita niyo dyan, di ba? Yan. That's your basilar artery. Okay? Then later on, so along the basilar artery, no, before kasi yan, you have branches, before siya mag-end sa taas, you have branches, di ba? Major branches mo would be AICA, yung anterior pericerebellar artery, mostly yan sa cerebellar region. A few of the pontine and medullary segments ng blood supply. Superior cerebellar artery, majority of the cerebellar hemispheres, SCA ang supply. And then, here, kita mo dyan. The mga small transfers, relaxing pointer. Here, diba, this one, yan. Maliliit. Now, when you look at the background, kita niyo yung background, diba? This one, yan, that's the pons, eh. So this one, these are called paramedian pontine branches, which supplies the pons. Okay? So meron pa iba yan. Meron short circumferential, meron din long circumferential. Pero okay yan. Paramedian pontine. Okay? So, kapag nagkakaroon kayo ng pontine infarct, yan yung mga nag-block. Okay? So, parang siyang major highway with mga streets sa gilid, diba? Ang basilar. Okay? And then, after that, magte-terminal na siya sa dulo, di ba? Ito. Yan, ito. Yan may bilog. Terminal, and then it branches, or nag-divide siya sa two arteries, terminal arteries, and that would be your posterior cerebral artery. Okay, which would then supply most of the mga brain, yung brain na parts sa taas. Okay, so PCA, occipital lobe, some areas of the temporal, mga posterior part of your temporal lobe. At saka some areas of the basal ganglia, particularly mga thalamus, bilateral thalamus. Yan ang kanyang blood supply. Okay? So very important to know the blood supply kasi when you do later about stroke, mostly stroke talaga. Pag halimbawa, nagkaroon ka ng stroke, tapos you have manifestations, diba? Wala pa yung MRI nyo, tapos i-examine nyo yung patient, and then you have these deficits, then you would know which one ang naapektuhan sa patient. Okay, so about, if you have a patient who presented with aphasia, hirap magsalita, no verbal output, tapos may weakness on the right, parang gano'n. So you would know it's a left-sided, supratentorial, mukhang naapektuhan yung speech center, diba? Na Broca's area. So most likely, the vessel that is affected would be middle cerebral artery. Parang gano'n. O kaya naman, if you have blindness, or parang hemianopsia, not blindness, hemianopsia. Diba? So you would expect na ang artery na involved would be depende. So pwede rin kasi siyang anterior circulation or posterior circulation. Okay? So yun na yung arts of localization. Questions kayo so far? Na-memorize nyo lang ito. Ito na yung circle of Willis. Ito, circle of Willis is the biggest collateral circulation of the brain. Okay? Collateral kasi meaning may anastomotic collaterals yan, tawag dyan. Kasi nag-join yung anterior circulation mo and the posterior circulation. Okay? So, yan. So, you have here, yan. Okay? Diba you have here, yan. Itong dalawang to, sa pinakagitna, that's your ICA, diba? Tapos you have your MCA to the right or left, to the sides. Then, meron siyang branches going up, that's your ACA. Okay, sa baba naman, that's your basilar artery, tapos may dalawang PCA, and then they are joined together sa anterior circulation by the communicating arteries, diba? So, ito, posterior communicating arteries. Here. Right. So, yung anterior circulation kasi posterior. This is your PCOM or posterior communicating artery. Ito naman, ACOM, yun ang anterior communicating arteries. Okay, trivia. Saan nagagaling si PCOM? From the PCA or from the ICA? Sige, sino ba sabi from the ICA? Saan siya galing? Kasi yan lang siya, diyan nga tayo. Pero ano, saan siya galing? ICA or PCA? Saan siya nag-grow from? Bakit ICA? PCOM nga eh. Posterior communication. Gaya nyo, nabasa niyo. Sige. Kaya siya sa ICA. Okay? Kabisaduhin niyo yan. Pag ako kasi nagpapa-exam ng vascular, gusto ko yung pinapa-identify. Diba? Cute siya eh. Ayan. Okay. So, blood supply. So, here muna tayo sa anterior circulation. Diba? For the anterior circulation, from yung ICA, relatively parang two main branches ka lang naman, diba? The MCA at ACA. So, different territories ng middle cerebral artery and anterior cerebral artery. So, pag middle cerebral artery, majority of the anterior circulation yan. Okay? So, may frontal, may temporal, may parietal. pero makita nyo, significantly here, dito na lang mas madali makita eh. From the top here, pag ganyan siya yung ito yung middle, diba? Ito harap. This is posterior. So, ito yung ano to eh, nasa baba yan. So, ito yung posterior frontal parietal kasi ito. Tapos pag bumaba ka pa dyan, that's occipital na. Basta ito yung harap. This is the ventral surface, diba? So, itong part na to, these are all frontal lobes kasi yan, diba? Frontal, may parietal. So, pag middle cerebral artery, ang territory niya would be more of lateral frontal. Kasi kapag medial frontal, that's for your anterior cerebral artery. So, you remember the homunculus ba? Alam niyo yung homunculus? Hindi ba yun? Kakalito sa kapila. Yeah. So, you remember the homunculus? Alam niyo yung homunculus? Motor and sensory homunculus. Yung may taong nakalambitin dito. Alam niyo yun, di ba? It is the yung area of the brain that is supplying which ano yung function niya. So, mostly kasi, pag when you go, paano may drawing nun na? Baliktad kasi yung drawing nun eh. Coronal kasi yun eh. So, when you check here, halimbawa dito na lang, pag ganun kasi yung drawing nun eh. So, medial surface of the frontal lobe or parietal lobe, that's mostly concerned for legs, feet, diba? Tapos going outwards, going laterally, that's for the arms. But dito sa gilid, that's your face na, diba? Kaya when you look at dito yan eh. So dito, more of, yun sa pink area, sa ACA territory. That's your feet, legs. Tapos dito, ayan na yung arms, face. Kaya sakto pagdating dito, ito yung actually speech center yan, di ba? That's your Broca's and your vernix area. Dito sa may frontal, tsaka superior temporal lobe. Okay? So yun siya. Clinical significance again. Yan. So dyan lang yung description no, ano yung supply territory of the MCA or ACA. So clinical significance would be kapag may patient kayo na mostly legs ang presentation ng stroke, that's most likely, anong territory? MCA or ACA? CA. CA. ACA. Tama. Anterior cerebral artery. More of the legs. Okay? So, pag meron kayong speech, more of the arms na, mostly, ano yun? Mas MCA siya. Okay? So, yun lang naman yung most, medyo difference nila din. Okay? Now, PCA, sa likod lang talaga siya. Occipital lobe, inferior and medial portions of the temporal lobe. Tsaka yung sa basal ganglia, thalamic area. Okay? So, ganyan lang ang ano siya. Kaya ganyan ang distribution niya. Sa gitna siya eh. Along the middle. Yan, dito siya. That's ACA. Okay? Ganyan ang route of your ACA. Kapag MCA, pag ganyan siya. Pag ganito. Tapos pag ganyan dito. Okay? Yun lang yung course of the arteries. Okay, yan. See? That's MCA. Just review that. PCA, yan. Okay. The view is from the bottom. No? So if the brain, nakabinan. From the bottom. Really at the bottom. Yan yung kapag sa stroke, no? So when you look at the MRI or CT scan, yung Yung right side, that's your MCA. Diba? Kita nyo? That's a CT scan. This is a CT scan of the brain. Tapos you see here, outline naman here. This is a hypodensity over the, ayan, left, right. That's your right. Okay? So right MCA territory. Okay? May frontal-parietal na infarct with swelling. Tapos na-push na itong brain to here. This one is more of medial frontal. This is MRI. Okay? Ang infarct sa MRI will look like this. No? Sa DWI sequence. White. Dito, hypodensity. Itim. Okay? Pag ito, hypodensity, this one is hyperintensity. Okay? It's MRI. So then, just to show you the the vascular territory lang of MCA tsaka ACA. Yan. Basal ganglia, medyo nakakalito aralin. So, if you have time, please have time. Ayun, different, halo-halo kasi. Di ba, basal ganglia sa gitna yan eh. So, medyo parang siyang watershed area. Okay? So, yun yung mga different blood supplies. Meron to coming from the anterior cerebral artery. Meron namang caudate, usually caudate yan. From the ACA yan, yung recurrent artery cleaner. Yan, si caudate ang supply. You have MCA, yan, claustrum, putamen, MCA yan. Yung mga penetrating arteries. Ibig sabihin, coming from the main trunk, main branch of your MCA, meron mga maliliit, small penetrating arteries going to your basal ganglia. And those are the ones that supply the basal ganglia. Okay, meron ka din posterior cerebral artery. Yan, yung area niya. Okay, so yung part na globus pallidus, red nucleus, thalamic nucleus, and thalamus, mostly PCA, posterior. Okay, the advent color, a nice, ako binibigay ko rito ang hirap kasi mapa-exam nito eh. Diba, parang mostly to, kung ako yung nagkagawa. Yan, pinapakita ka din yan. Para aralin nyo yung parts. Yan, okay? So, posterior circulation naman, yan. So, majority, ito, side view, lateral view of your brain, di ba? This one is baba. Okay? Dorsal view. So, ito, that's your occipital lobe. This one, pagkakababa, yan. Ito, pons to, this is your medulla na to, medulla, cerebellum. Okay? So, majority of yung pons mo would be, meron ding area ng superior cerebellar artery, pero majority would be coming from your paramedian pontine arteries. Tapos ito, hati ang medulla eh. You can have vertebral arteries and pica. Nagpa-pica din yan, si medulla. Majority naman of your, majority of your cerebellum would be superior cerebral artery. Medyo sa mas baba ng konti, yung pica, sometimes may vertebral artery. But pinakababa na yun. Yeah. So what are the signs and symptoms na? Clinically, how would you recognize that this is more of an anterior circulation stroke or a posterior circulation? So when you say posterior, vertebrovascular yan. Vertebral arteries, basilar artery, and the tributary branches. Okay, so for patients with carotid system or anterior circulation of ACA, MCA, or ICA, syempre, hemiparesis, kasi pag tinamaan mo yung, di ba, when you go to anatomy, nandyan ang motor cortex, sensory cortex, nasa taas, di ba, frontal, temporal, parietal. So, majority of the patients would present with, depende kung left or right, weakness, numbness, ano pa. Pero yung weakness and numbness, you can also see that's a posterior circulation. Remember yung motor tract nyo, yung corticospinal tract, also goes down to your pons, diba, medulla. Kaya halos same din, okay? Na weakness and hemisensory loss. Okay? Pag homonymous hemianopsia, ito pinag-usapan natin ito kanina. This can actually present both in anterior circulation and posterior circulation. Kasi if you remember your your visual pathway, alam niyo ba yung visual pathway? Yung nag-cross, diba? Yung may optic nerve, optic chiasm, tapos may optic radiations, eventually going to your optic sensory occipital optic center. Diba? Meron kang, ang pathway mo from the eyes going to the back. So, na-traverse niya lahat. Nadaanan niya ang parietal, ang temporal, which is territories of the MCA. Diba? So, kapag tinamaan mo yung MCA, tinamaan yung temporal, parietal, pwede ka magkaroon ng homonymous hemianopsia. Okay? Paano pag tinamaan mo yung PCA, occipital lobe, pwede ka rin magkaroon ng homonymous hemianopsia. Okay? So, for both yan. So, how would you know where the localization is? You look for other signs. Okay? So, what else? Monocular vision loss. O, saan na ito? What artery is, anong probable tinamaan dito? If you have monocular vision loss, one eye blindness. Blindness of one eye. Ophthalmic artery which branches from... Nakatok yung boses ko yata, no? Masyado malumanay. Kahit ako'y naantok eh. Pero sumisigaw na ako. Oo. Effort na to. Super. Medyo lang. Manila talaga. Soft spoken. Sige. Ophthalmic artery coming from where? Ano to? Oo, from ICA. Okay? Aphasia, definitely. Pag meron kayong patient na aphasic, bronchus aphasia, pinakamadali yun. Napapafollow nyo. Sir, taas mo po yung kamay nyo. Taas po yung dila. Pero, sir, ano po pangalan nyo? Yes, I'm frustrated kasi. That's bronchus aphasia. Kasi pag may aphasia kayo, definitely that's supratentorial. Supratentorial, ibig sabihin, parietal, temporal, occipital, sa baba yung mga brainstem, cerebellum. Okay, definitely, ano yan, anterior circulation yan. MCA lang yan. Kasi alam nyo, very specific ang speech area, di ba? Bronchus, tsaka vernix area. Okay, so vestibular system. Ganun din, hemiparesis, hemisensory loss. But this time, what's unique about sa baba, okay, sige, cerebellar, ano mga functions ng cerebellum? Ano ba ang deficits or problems when you hit your cerebellum? Di ba mostly cerebellum is for regulation of movement. Okay? Motor regulation siya. Okay, so balance, ano pa? Mga speech, scanning speech, basta parang lasing. Parang silang lasing. Actually, alam niyo ba, ang cerebellum, meron din yung emotional regulations. Ang dami. Emotional regulation, isa lang. Okay, so you will see patients with cerebellar strokes na as residuals, meron silang parang nag-iiyapin, hindi makontrol yung mood, parang gano'n. So, parang not just motor pala ang cerebellar. Kasi sabok yung more motor eh. Pero in some studies, they would say na mayroong emotional regulation. May mga emotional disturbances for patients who had cerebellar problems. Okay? So cerebellum, ganun, di ba? Nystagmus, hilo, ayan. So yun yung mga symptoms nila. Tapos, going down the brainstem, ano yung special sa brainstem na wala sa anterior circulation or supratentorial? Nandiyan na yung mga cranial nerve nucleus, di ba? Cranial nerves and cranial nerve nucleus. So, magpipresent sila with craniopathies. Craniopathies, ano yung craniopathies? Cranial nerve involvement. Halimbawa, 3, 4, 6, meron silang diplopia, disconjugate yung case, duling, or ano pa? 3, 4, 6, facial asymmetry, na meron din naman actually dito sa taas. Pero ang unique din, lalo na if you're dealing with a medullary stroke sa baba, pag na-hit yung cranial nerve nuclei, and then meron ka rin corticospinal tract na involvement. Diba? Yung classic finding na pag nakakita ka ng crossed sign, alam mo yung crossed sign? Tinuro ba sa inyo yun? Crossed sign, diba? Usually pag stroke, ano nakikita niyo sa stroke? Right face, right arm, right leg. Tama? So pag nakikita kayo nun, actually, pwede siyang taas hanggang pons. Pero pag nakakita kayo ng, actually, hindi pala pons, upper pons pa. Tawag dito, hanggang midbrain lang pala. Pag nakakita kayo ng left face problem, pero right arm, right leg, yun yung crossed sign. Diba? So, alam mo na tinamaan yung, kasi contralateral to, di ba? Kasi corticospinal tract, contralateral. So, ang tinamaan sa'yo left. Eh bakit left to? Dapat contralateral, di ba? Ibig sabihin, yung either nucleus or nerve na ang tinamaan nito. Kaya on the same side. So alam mo, you're dealing with wear na pathology. Andun sa nucleus nung sa baba. So, konting medullary lang yan. Pag nakita kayo ng crossed side. Or pwedeng baliktad din. Dami. Okay, lalo na pag medullary. No? May interesting na phenomenon sa medullary. Di ba nandun yung crossing sa medullary pyramids? Kaya pwede kayo magkaroon ng crossed sign doon. Okay? May interesting phenomenon sa medullary. Cute. Pero very, very scary with high morbidity and mortality. Pero ang ganda kasi dahil nga nandun yung crossing, may tinatawag na round-the-clock paralysis. So pag tinamaan mo yun, exactly where the decossation occurs. Una-una ito, tapos ito. Makikita mo, mag-evolve yung weakness sila. Here, right arm, tapos left leg, right leg. Tapos quadriplegic na sila, hindi na sila gumagalaw. Yun yung tinamaan. Diba? Very interesting. Nakakita na ako like twice. As in like evolving. Sa unang araw, ito lang siya. Mamaya, ito na siya. Ganun. Okay? Ayun lang naman. So, parang at least the first part would be yung difference lang, the anterior and posterior circulation. Territories, clinical manifestation. Okay? Mabilis lang itong kabila. Spinal cord, madali lang yan. Anterior circulation, anterior spinal artery, and posterior spinal arteries. So, A1, P2. Dalawa sa likod, isa sa harap. Okay? Yan. Tapos the posterior spinal artery gives rise to posterior radicular arteries, which supply your dorsal funiculus and dorsal horn. Diba? Remember the anatomy of your spinal cord? Meron kang anterior horn and posterior horn. Okay? Anterior horn mostly for ito siya. Yan. Yan yung horns. This one. Anterior horn, posterior horn. Pag anterior horn, ano yan? Mga motor, movement. Posterior would be sensory. Okay? Yeah. Okay? So, you have irregular plexus of segmentally arranged vessels encircling the cord. Also, relies highly on collateral vessels ang spinal cord. Kaya, actually, pag tinignan mo siya, no, ano masasabi mo sa kanya? Hindi ka tulad ng brain. Diba parang napaka-rich, ano ba yun? Rich network of vessels. Kaya, when you say stroke, parang mostly sa brain, diba, no? Wala kayo masyadong naririnig na spinal cord infarct because ang rich ng collaterals. Pag may barata sa anterior spinal artery, you have two posterior spinal arteries giving blood flow to the anterior. Kasi ang ganda, kabit-kabit sila lahat. Okay? Hindi ka tulad sa brain na ACA lang. MCA lang. Although, for mga chronic ischemic conditions, halimbawa, long-standing hypertensive, long-standing diabetic, no? So, pangit yung cholesterol, so medyo talagang ischemic na, pangit na yung blood flow, nag-develop yung brain mo ng collaterals. Alam mo yung ibig ng collaterals? Paano ba explain ng collaterals? Sige, di ba may main ka? Tapos, main mo ACA. Pero pag pangit ang flow mo to the ACA, pero chronic, ibig sabihin, it gives your brain time to adjust doon sa pangit na circulation. Some vessels, new vessels coming from the MCA territory, magsusupply to the ACA territory. Kadalasan yan, mga cortical, dito sa taas, gumagana sila. To help the ischemic area. Okay? So here, di ba? Paano yung collaterals mo yan? Ito yung collaterals, kita niyo yan, from ACA, tapos meron ka dalawa from PCA, ayan sila, rich, paikot-ikot. Diba? So, they're good. Diba? Got you, bro, sabi ni PCA, ni posterior spinal arteries. Kasi ganun kaganda ang collaterals. Kaya not so much ang ischemia sa spinal cord. Okay? Ayan pala nakalagay, rich, highly anastomotic plexus. Okay, so pathology, usually nga, not so much, relatively resistant to ischemia. So, ang pathology of this kind of spinal cord, kadalasan mostly coming from compression. Yun, din siya nagkakaroon ng problem. So, pwede ka na mag-ischemia not from the classic risk factors from the brain na stroke, mga diabetes, hypertension, no. More from progression. Kapag may tumor ka, may blood formation from trauma, or mga spondylosis, ganyan. Yan yung mga nagko-compress ng spinal cord arteries. Venous drainage, di ba? Wala lymphatic talaga ang brain, but there is venous and CSF. Okay, so doon nagkakaroon ng toxic, plus remember, di ba, the astrocytes. Okay, so sa venous drainage, so cerebral venous system, medyo different din siya from the arterial system. This one naman, if you saw the course of your arteries, di ba, coming from the ilalim, going upwards, parang sa loob siya, singit sa loob. This one, ang venous system would be mostly sa labas. Dito, naka-cover. Okay? Kaya, yung mga may problem with the venous system, mga venous thrombosis, very prominent ang headaches sa kanila kasi nandito sila sa ibabaw. Yan, no? So, abutting the cord of the meninges, plus the venous sinus itself is pain-sensitive structure. Okay, so yan. May different parts yan. So, review na lang. Ang main yan would be superior sagittal sinus. Tapos, pababa siya dito. From here, may mga maliliit na sinuses dyan, draining the sinuses, the kung anong parts. And then, main would be the inferior sagittal sinus dito. Yan sa baba. Tapos, may straight sinus connecting the superior sagittal sinus. Tapos, dito sa likod, merong transverse sinus. Dito, magkaganyan. Dito siya around the mastoid area. Okay? Tapos eventually, may petrosal, inferior petrosal vein, and then eventually, mag-drain siya sa saan? Hiningal ako. Sa, ano ba yung venous system dito? Ano ba yung na-mention nila last time? Jugular vein. Okay? And then eventually, diretso na siya sa systemic circulation. Okay? So, connected naman siya talaga. So, that's your superficial venous system. Okay? Superior sagittal. Sa loob, andyan sila, great vein of Galen, inferior sagittal sinus, straight sinus. Yun yung mostly dito sa gitna. Okay? Kung nakita niyo doon, sa gitna. Yan, again, sigmoid sinus, and then jugular vein. Okay? So, sa spinal cord naman, parang dead balance sa spinal cord. Yan. Anastomotic venous plexus lang din siya, which eventually joins the systemic circulation. Okay? So yan, connections with the veins of the thoracic, abdominal, pelvic cavities. So what is again the significance of this connections with the yan no? So thoracic, abdominal, pelvic cavities. Infection. Okay, so another problem with mga ganyan would be infection. Particularly, halimbawa, pati arterial venous. Sa Pott's disease. Okay, so sa may Batson's plexus, sa may lumbosacral region. Okay, so infection na ganyan. Hematogenous spread. Okay. Physiology of the vascular system, ito please review as well, di ba, no? Para alam niyo kung ano yung mga normal functioning na parameters, plus pathologic or critical level. Okay, so normal blood flow to the brain, 750, total oxygen consumption, 50 ml per minute. Okay, so any decrease in the amount of available oxygen provided to the brain reduces neural activity. Remember the ischemic cascade, di ba, what we discussed last time. Okay, ito, memorize nyo na lang yan. Okay, so remember, di ba, naalala niyo yung cerebral blood flow or the cerebral perfusion pressure that we discussed last time. So MAP, ano nga itong formula ng MAP? Baka ipakompute kayo ng MAP. Tsaka sa clinic, sana ikakompute kayo ng MAP. Kasi when we target nga yung blood pressure ng patient with stroke, usually we target MAP 110 to 130. So iko-compute nyo yun, kaya huwag ko-compute na. Pero may app naman dyan. Pero walang app dati. So kami, minanual natin. Okay? Sige. So what's the formula ng MAP ulit? I-review nyo yan ha. Pati sa iba, ginagamit nyo rin yung MAP. Okay? CVP, central venous pressure over cerebrovascular resistance. This one hindi yung compute, di ba? Paano measure cerebrovascular resistance? But theoretically, ito siya. No? So you know na With increased resistance, meaning if there's increased intracranial pressure, diba? Or may obstruction ka in the cerebral venous pressure, you can have decreased cerebral blood flow. Okay? With higher mean arterial pressure, lower ang cerebral venous pressure, higher ang cerebral blood flow. So it's mostly relationship. Okay, so regulation of blood flow, you can have extracerebral, of course, diba? Systemic blood pressure. Yung BP nyo highly contributes, as you can see in the formula, diba? High contributory to your cerebral blood flow. Okay? Ano pa? Cardiovascular problems. Kapag may arrhythmia yung patient, irregular ang buga ng dugo mo or low ejection fraction, mga cardiac heart failure, diba? So we have decreased, kasi decrease ng pumping, decrease din ng blood flow. Okay? Polycythemia, okay, anemia, ba't kaya increase kapag anemia? Ang cerebral blood flow. But in general, diba, you want to increase the flow kasi nga kulang ang content. Parang ano lang yan, madaldal kasi walang laman. Parang gano'n. Tayo sinasabi, pero walang laman. Okay? Kasi walang hemoglobin. Tama ba? Okay lang ba yun? Okay, next. So, state of the vasculature. Okay, so atherosclerosis reduced because high ang vascular resistance. Diba? Pag may atherosclerosis ka, manipis yung lumen mo, lumiliit, there's narrowing. Ayan, intindihin nyo na lang yan. Ang important dito that I want to emphasize ay carbon dioxide. Okay, so with increased carbon dioxide, ano nangyayari? Increased ang blood flow. Pag decreased ang carbon dioxide, decrease ang blood flow. Okay? Tapos, kung kasama nun, decrease ang pH, diba? Ano bang ang carbon dioxide? When you have increased carbon dioxide, when you have acidosis or alkalosis? Acidosis, okay. So, pag increase ng carbon dioxide, you have acidosis, nagkakaroon ka ng increased blood flow. Diba? Nandiyan siya blood flow. Tapos, pag decreased carbon dioxide, tas increase ang pH, you have alkalosis, nag-decrease ang blood flow. Tama? So, ano nangyayari sa patient? Kasi, one way that we manage increase in the cranial pressure, diba, we've discussed before, is through hyperventilation. Okay? So, bakit? Ba't yung hyperventilate? Kasi you want to decrease the intracranial pressure. Kasi, what happens ba when you hyperventilate? Hihimatayin kayo. Why? Kasi, pag na-hyperventilate ka, mag-increase ka or mag-increase ka or mag-decrease ang carbon dioxide? Mag-blow off ka ng carbon. Kaya di ba naka-paper bag din dapat sila? Para ma-recycle mo yung carbon dioxide. Kasi ang nangyayari, nag-blow off ka ng carbon dioxide, kaya ano nangyayari sa carbon dioxide? Uy, ano ba? Nawawala. So ano nangyayari? Nag-decrease. Tapos, mas nagiging alkalotic or acidotic? Alkalosis. Tapos kasi, ano nangyayari kasi dyan? So, bakit nag-decrease yung blood flow? Nag-decrease, di ba? Remember, pag decrease ang blood flow to the brain, ano nangyayari sa ICP mo? Decrease ang MAP. Halimbawa. Ano nangyayari sa intracranial pressure? Nag-decrease din. Di ba pag mas mataas ang pressure mo going to the brain, tataas lalo yung pressure inside the brain. Tapos, kapag nag-blow off ka, dire-diretso na natin. So, pag hyperventilate ka, mag-blow off ka ng CO2, mababawasan CO2, mag-low CO2 ka, alkalosis, anong response ng brain mo doon? Ang vessels mo would constrict. Magko-constrict sila, kaya lesser ang blood flow. Unlike isa, mag-dilate, kaya siya increased blood flow. Kaya, bababa yung pressure mo. Kaya, good maneuver siya. Transient or short-term maneuver to decrease the intracranial pressure. Pero hindi naman siya masyado maganda kasi what will happen if you constrict further the arteries? If you decrease further the blood flow, ano mangyayari sa ano? Magkakaroon ka ng ischemia, infarction. So, lagot ka. May problem na naman yung patient. Okay? Kaya ang hyperventilation, ano lang siya, short term. Hindi pwedeng forever naka-hyperventilate yung patients. O yun na, pinokos ko yun yung sabihin. Tinatanong yun na. Okay. Other regulations, cerebral blood flow, di ba yan? Sympathetic tone, primarily sa vessels. So either constrict or dilate. Okay? Tapos, ayan, constrict or dilate. So, tingnan nyo na lang siya. So, syempre, pag sympathetic, mostly for constriction. Okay? Pag parasympathetic, mostly yan, nag-dilate. Okay, intrinsic, mga nucleus, locus coeruleus, raphe nucleus, so yan yung mga locus coeruleus pang norepi yan. Raphe nucleus mostly pang serotonin. Okay? So yan, either dilate or constrict. Diba? So when you constrict, you decrease blood flow. Kasi sikip eh. Kapag you-dilate, mas marami. So you increase the blood flow. Ito lang concept of cerebral autoregulation. So, ang point lang nito ay, so it's the ability of the brain to maintain blood flow constant, regardless of the BP. No? Pero there's a range. No? At a certain range, kahit gano'ng kababa or gano'ng kataas, it will maintain a constant blood flow to the brain. Hindi ibig sabihin na mababa yung BP mo ngayon, wala ka ng blood flow. Diba? Unless super baba, na out of the range na. Okay? Or super taas. Okay? So, gano'n siya. So, anong importance? Diba, when you stand up suddenly, you lie down, mga ganyan, diba? So, hindi pwede when you stand up, bigla bagsak din yung ano mo. Siyempre, bababa by gravity, diba? Bababa yung blood flow mo, yung BP mo. Sometimes, you can have orthostatic hypotension, biglaan, no? Pero eventually, nag-i-improve or nag-a-adjust, nag-a-adapt yung vessels mo. So, hindi pwedeng gano'n. Kasi pag gano'n, bigla ka na lang himatayin. So, there is a constant autoregulation ng brain. So, pag ang map mo is between 60 to 150 or 50 to 150, along that range, constant ang blood flow. Ngayon, the question is, when it goes outside the range, no, doon nagkakaroon ng problem. Okay? So, achieved with myogenic, okay? Neurogenic chemical metabolic mechanisms. Okay, so yan yun. Regulation of blood flow, so cerebral blood flow, relatively constant yan. Tapos autoregulation, tapos response to CO2, yan yung mga pag-regulate ng cerebral blood flow, okay? So, and then of course your oxygen. So, okay, so cerebral metabolism, you need a constant supply of energy for neurologic neuronal functions. Okay, so, di ba, yan yung mga functions niya. So, membrane potentials, mga synapse, interaction, membrane transport, etc. Okay? So, yan lang, just to emphasize lang na yan lang yung basic biochem, di ba? So, anaerobic glycolysis, how much ATP do you produce, ang Krebs cycle. Yan. So, para lang makita na, well, highly dependent is on glucose ang brain. Ay, sorry, nag-iingat siya. Okay. Pathophysiology. Okay. So, remember, di ba, yung we discussed last time, ischemia, infarctions. When you say ischemia, reversible pa yan. Okay? When you say infarcted core or infarction, yan ay may irreversible damage na. Okay? And then both of them can lead to the ischemic cascade and neuronal dysfunction ending. Okay? So just remember the ischemic cascade, di ba? So what are the sequences? Okay? So ano ba yung nagkakaroon ng accumulation of what ion? Sodium, potassium, calcium ang involved sa ischemic cascade. Accumulation of, intracellular accumulation of blank ions, calcium ions. Okay. Ayan na. Okay? Just, ayan lang. Parang reminder lang. Don't forget, no? The ischemic cascade can also trigger breakdown of your blood-brain barrier because of inflammation. And then again, with the breakdown of blood-brain barrier, anong klaseng edema nga ulit ang mag-form? Diba? How many types of edema do you have? You have cytotoxic and vasogenic. Sige, so if you have a breakdown of your blood-brain barrier, what type of edema ang nagpa-progress? Pero, although most of the time it's an overlap, diba? Pero, ano lang, for theoretical purposes. Blood-brain barrier ay yung blood-brain, ano yung maganda na mga last time? Blood-brain barrier. Breakdown of the... Uy, huwag niyo ako bukod ka, makaikot niya. Ano na maalala niyo? Blood-brain barrier, vasogenic, or vasogenic. Okay? Vasogenic edema. Okay. So ito, very important concept in terms of treatment, and this is actually ito yung nag-drive ng treatment of stroke, the ischemic penumbra. Ano yung ischemic penumbra? It's an area of a stroked area, na ischemic lang yan. So ano yung sabihin na ischemic? Reversible or irreversible? Reversible. Oo. So yan yung, kaya diba if you see na, kaya stroke is a neurologic emergency. Kasi, tapos sinasabi lagi, time is brain. The faster you reperfuse, or the faster na maibalik mo yung perfusion, blood flow to the brain, particularly itong si ischemic penumbra, mas masisave mo yung brain niya. Kasi pag mas nagtagal ang ischemic penumbra, if it continues to be ischemic, eventually magkakaroon na yan na mag-develop na siya into infarction to an irreversible brain damage. Okay? So yan siya. So kapag ang CBF mo na sa 50, diba? Normal 50, around there. Tapos pag binabaan mo pa hanggang sa 50, nagkakaroon ka na ng yun yung ischemic penumbra. Kasi if na-reperfuse mo yung brain, usually yan sa gitna, bawal you have a big stroke na ganyan. Sa gitna, that's your infarct core, infarcted core. Parang ganyan, no? Kita nyo, di ba? Target sign. That's your infarcted tissue. And everything else sa gilid niya, salvageable pa yan. Kaya, ang stroke dapat mabilis para na-reperfuse mo siya. Okay? Kaya yan ang nag-drive ng most of the yung treatment management of stroke. Okay? Kaya may time na in-observe, golden period, wherein you can safely reperfuse the ischemic penumbra. Kasi beyond that time, high risk mo kung nag-infarct na siya talaga, nag-infarct na yung ischemic, nagkaroon ka ng irreversible damage. So high likelihood of bleeding ngayon. Tsaka wala na, higher morbidity and mortality. Ayan o. So target for your protection in ischemic stroke. Okay, sige. Ito, madali lang to. Anatomy, alam mo na yan, review na lang yan. Okay, so pathologies. So, di ba, one stroke, later discuss pa natin further yung stroke. Pathologies ng vascular system. So, aneurysm, take note of so this is ballooning of the intima. Okay, it's because there's a defect in the median interelastic lamina. This can be secondary to atherosclerosis, sepsis, no? Kapag you have mga mycotic aneurysm, mga bacterial aneurysm, halimbawa may mga infective endocarditis, tapos nag-build up, nagkaroon ka ng ballooning of the artery, yun yung mga septic aneurysms. Okay? And they are very prone to rupture. Take note of the sites, no? Most common sites, usually yan sa mga junctions. Malalaki, ayan, no? ACA-ACOM junction, MCA bifurcation from the ICA, so ACA-ICA junction, ICA-PCOM junction, yan yung mga common sites of your aneurysm. Okay? Kasi nandoon yung mas thin ang layers ng iyong vessels doon because of the bifurcation. Kaya doon sila mas prone to grow. This one naman, AVM or arteriovenous malformation. So here, di ba, supposedly dapat arteries, tapos yung arterioles, your venules, your veins na mismo. Okay? So dapat maayos na transition there. But for AVM, halo-halo na sila, abnormal. Tapos, most of the time, they form clumps. And it acts like a mass. Parang siyang tumor when it acts. So, may compressive effect siya. Tapos, hindi rin maganda yung blood flow. Napaka-harsh or turbulent yung blood flow in the AVM. Sometimes na, dahil ang bilis ng transition there from artery, diretso agad ng vein, no, it's, nagaan siya, nagsisteal siya ng blood flow sa other area. So, pwede ko nagkaroon na, kasi high siya, high blood flow niya, di ba? So, it can steal blood flow from another area. So, another area may have mga infarct din. Okay? So, around the area, pwede ka magkaroon ng mga ischemia or infarct. Okay, so measure of tortuous blood vessels. No, usually ganyan siya makikita. Parang siyang bukol. It acts like a bukol. Okay, you can have seizures, headache, focal deficits. More common in the young. Ayan yun. So prone to rupture, you have rapid shunting, and sometimes in between yan, sa mga intervening ng capillaries, sa gitna, may mga formation of your aneurysms dyan, maliliit. Very, very prone to rupture. Okay, so how do you treat this one? Tinitreat yan you block yung mga feeding arteries. Okay? Up mo sila. Pwede excise, pwede siyang lagyan ng mga onyx embolism, i-block mo mismo yung artery. Or pwede mo siyang i-radiation. Okay, mga gamma knife, gano'n. Okay. Yeah. So atherosclerosis is very common, diba? So ito yung important for ischemic stroke, risk factor for stroke. So for patients with hypertension, diabetes, dyslipidemia, atherosclerosis ang most common pathology. So it affects the large caliber vessels, mga common carotid, internal carotid arteries, okay, proximal, you say proximal, mas mga main trunk yan, so bigger. Okay, basilar artery. Okay, so makikita mo yan sa MRI. So sometimes, if very severe or advanced na atherosclerosis, yan yung mga bigla na nagsustroke. Kasi diba, with atherosclerosis, alam niyo, diba, yung mga plaque formation, ninais tulong kasi naman pa. So information of atheromatous plaque, diba, eventually, increased inflammation, magkakaroon ka ng plaque, and then rupture. And then that's the time, pare sila ng pathology in heart attack. Diba, in MI, myocardial infarction, ganyan din siya. Nag-rupture of plaque siya. And then, nag-block yung artery, causing ischemic stroke. Okay? Atherosclerosis, ayun na nga siya. Ulit. Yan. Fibrinoid necrosis. Ito naman, this one is, parang din siyang ganon, pero not so much. Labo. Sa mga small vessels to, okay, mostly affects, di ba, remember atherosclerosis affects bigger vessels? Si fibrinoid necrosis for smaller vessels, ito yung usual pathology for lacunar infarcts. What are lacunar infarcts? Yung mga maliliit na stroke lang. If you see maliliit na strokes, these are lacunes or lacunar infarcts. The pathology mostly is fibrinoid necrosis. And this is very common in mga hypertensive, long-standing hypertensive patients. Okay? Yan. So, yan, ito lang, sa dulo lang. Kapag long-standing hypertensive, di ba, remember, nagkakaroon ka ng fibrinoid necrosis in the small vessels, also prone to developing mga small aneurysms, yan, di ba? Which can rupture. Kaya di ba yung mga chronic hypertensive, severe hypertension, sobrang taas talaga, nagkakaroon sila ng bleed, di ba? Ng hemorrhagic stroke. Ito yung, yun yung nangyayari sa kanila. And ang usual na rupture doon would be mga small penetrating arteries. Kasi nga, yun yung mga affected sa fibrinoid necrosis. Okay? Yan. So other types of vasculopathies, vasculitis, ito common to for mga autoimmune na pathology. Vasculitis yung mga maliliit, dispersed, diffuse, na maliliit na So mga lupus, vasculitis, or other autoimmune pathologies. Dissection, di ba? Pag nagsiseparate yung layers of your arteries. So magkakaroon ka ng build-up of blood inside, eventually it can rupture. Delikado rin yun. So pwedeng traumatic, or there are mga collagen problems, yung Marfan, di ba? Common ang dissection there. Okay, tsaka yung mga nagpapatunog ng leeg, nagpapaspa, yun yung mga yan nagpapaspa, hair spa, at saka yung mga, okay ba natatakot kayo dito? Tsaka yung mga yung mga drive na walang rear cam. Wow, gusto na kasi yung rear cam, di ba? Yung mga gano'n mag-drive, tumingin sa likod. Oh, yun, yung mga biglang gano'n. Kaya dapat meron na kayong rear cam. Diba? Makapagkaroon kayong dissection. So pag dissection, ang usual niyan, lalo na kung vertebral, diba? Common sa vertebral arteries. Kasi nga nandun siya sa loob ng bones eh. Pag nagkamali ka, mag-dissect talaga siya. So common manifestation of vertebral dissection would be neck pain, headache, Tsaka mga cerebellar, pwedeng intermittent cerebellar, may hilo, may weakness, tapos prominent neck pain. Okay, pa-check na kayo. Common yan, traumatic. Okay? Okay, last ko nila. Paganda ako. Kaya ganun ko lang since mga 6 to 7, pare-paresan tayo. 6 to 7 a.m. dire-diretso. May ganun sa'yo. Okay lang. Sige. Ganun talaga. Diba gusto natin to? Wala nang pagmilit sa atin ito. Okay. Basta nag-enjoy tayo. Happy yun. Okay? Sige. Ito, clinical correlation lang. Okay? So we have a 65-year-old male, known hypertensive. So 65, dissect na natin. 65, age, risk factor. Hypertensive. Yun yung mga hanapin nyo pag nag-isip ka ng stroke. Age. Male. Bawal naman ang male, no? Male, hypertensive. Kahit pa-control ng BP niyan, long-standing hypertensive yan. Meron ka ng ongoing, lalo na kung diabetic. Mga diabetic. Even with controlled sugars, talagang tuloy-tuloy ang process of mga diabetic complications. Okay, so yan. Poorly controlled BP, yan, alam mo na yan, pag ganyan, alam mo masustroke yan anytime. Ayan na nga siya, na-stroke. So 5 hours prior to admission, nagkaroon siya ng sudden. Marinig mo pa lang yun, sudden, biglaan, okay siya, tapos biglang suddenly, all of a sudden, without warning, yan, mga keywords. Bigla nagkaroon ng one-sided weakness, learn of speech, headache, yan. So basta may keyword na sudden, you already know na this is vascular in pathology. Bigla ang may pumutok, bigla ang may bumara. Okay? Kasi ganun ang vascular. Kasi kapag nabawa, tumor, may brain tumor kang iniisip, sudden nga pwede naman, pag dumugo yung tumor. Pero vascular pa rin yun. Kasi if you hear something, makakita kayo sa patient sa ER, okay pa po siya dog, nagdadrive siya, tapos bigla lang siya nahilo, tapos bulol na magsalita. Vascular yan. Okay? Anything sudden, more likely vascular. Okay, so when you did the CT scan for this patient, yeah, so what do you see? So yun ang mga ano yan. Sabi mga 25 ml. So yun lang, there is a collection of a focal intensity. Hypo, hyper. Hyper. Pag puti, hyper. Pag maitim, hypo. Okay? Pag CT scan, density. Pag MRI, intensity. So this is a hyper density on the left. Left yan baliktad pag, pag nakita nyo. Left siya. Okay? So on the left, anong part yan? Nasa basal ganglia yan actually, di ba? So pag nakita, paano lang basal ganglia? Dapat alam nyo yun. Ito, di ba? So yan yung lateral ventricles. Tapos ito yung lateral ventricle din yan. Occipital horn, frontal horn. Tapos ito na, hindi na. Kita niyo yan. That's your third ventricle na. Andiyan yung thalamus, andiyan yung caudate, putamen. Diba? Pag sa anatomy, pagtingin yan. So actually, dito yan sa basal ganglia. And that's actually a common site for hypertensive hemorrhage. Maraming types of hemorrhage. May traumatic, may mga tumoral hemorrhage. But for hypertensive, most classic and for stroke, common site ang basal ganglia or particularly putamen. Okay, why? Kasi bakit common area ang basal ganglia? Ano nga ulit pathology ng long-standing hypertension? Long-standing hypertension, fibrinoid necrosis, formation of either lacunes, lacunar infarct, or mga microaneurysms in the penetrating arteries, and then a rupture nagbe-bleed. Remember, ano ba ang blood supply of your basal ganglia? Big arteries or penetrating arteries? Penetrating arteries. Kaya dyan ang common na site for hemorrhagic hypertension. Okay? So yun yung mga, so you can categorize hemorrhage lesions in terms of either traumatic or non-traumatic. Ay, pag traumatic, ano yun outright naman yun, straightforward. Nauntok, na aksidente, ganyan. Okay, so for For non-traumatic, either mga bleeding, either hypertensive hemorrhage, ano pa, ang AVM, bleeding, rupture of aneurysms, tumoral hemorrhage, mga cerebral amyloid angiopathy, o sa mga spontaneous rupture of your vessels. Okay? Pag, so yan, atomic localization, pwedeng intraparenchymal. This one is intraparenchymal, diba, in the brain, parenchyma. Let's remember yung mga sites na tinignan natin before, mga potential spaces. Yung mga dura, subdural, so epidural hemorrhage, subarachnoid hemorrhage. Okay? So this one, it's intraparenchymal hemorrhage. Okay, yun, nakita natin kanina. How about this one? No? So meron siyang worst headache of my life. O, tandaan nyo na lang yun kasi sinabi, sobrang sakit ng ulo, ang tindi. Kakaiba to, Dok. Hindi ko kinakaya to. Tapos nakita mo CT scan like this. Remember yung CT scan ng kanina, parang focal collection siya over here. That's an intraparenchymal. And then this one, you see mga hyperintensities na nakasiksik. Diba? Nakita niyo, diba you know the anatomy of the brain? Meron kang mga gyros, tapos may mga sulcus, may mga little canals. So ito, pag tinignan mo to, mga blood insinuating on those little canals. Mga sulcus, nagkakaroon ka ng collections of sulcal bleeding dyan, sumisiksik. So pag ganon, subarachnoid space yan, di ba? So this is, ano tawag dito? Subarachnoid hemorrhage. And most likely, ang subarachnoid hemorrhage coming from aneurysmal rupture. Okay? So yan siya. So when they saw this one, ito intraventricular extension, makapal yan, may grading ang subarachnoid, later di-discuss natin yan. So when they did CT angiography, ito siya, ayun. Kita nyo yung outpouching, maliit. Kita nyo dyan. Ito rin, this is DSA, conventional angiography or four-vessel angiography or digital subtraction angiography. Yun yung may dito sa groin, puncture, and then by this one. Ang laki. Anong site yan? Dito pag tinig mo, ano to? Asaan? Ayun. Nandiyan yata. Ano to? Ayun, nasa Calophilis to, di ba? Oh, ayun o. Ano to? Nasaan siya? Nasa left or right? Nasa right. Anong branch yan? Ayun o, circle of Phyllis. Sige, anong branch yan? Tignan niyo dyan sa ano. ACA, MCA, PCA. Anong branch? That's your MCA, di ba? Subarachnoid hemorrhage. So, pag subarachnoid hemorrhage, so ayun yung mga keywords mo dyan. Sudden onset, headache, worst headache of my life. So, this one, you would need angiography. Okay? Basta for any vascular pathology, you would need angiography. Kailangan niyo makita ang vessels. So, pwedeng CT angiography, MR angiography, or yung 4 or 6 vessel angiography. Okay? If you want to see the vessels. At since stroke is a vascular pathology, you should always request for angiography. Okay? So, pag kayo ay residents and interns na in the ER, hindi kayo mag-refer ng patient na pina-MRI nyo lang without angiography. Okay? Pag you're thinking of stroke, pina-MRI mo, isama mo ang angiography, please. Kasi you want to see where the blockage is, how big is the blockage. Kasi baka biglang nagsa-start pa lang pala yung stroke niya. Ang meron pa lang siya ay weakness of the left side. Tapos yun pala, nagsa-start pa lang, after a few hours, biglang complete ICA stroke na pala siya. Kaya you want a angiography. Kasi you can do something about it. Pag maliit na stroke, pwede siya mga thrombolysis lang. Pero for bigger strokes, may mga life-saving treatment na, like your thrombectomy. Okay? So, angiography, please. Okay? Epidural hemorrhage, mostly to trauma. So, pwede yan, di ba? So, take note of the shape. Diba? The shape of your hemorrhage kapag epidural versus subdural. Okay? So, yan, blood trauma, nabugbog, na-aksidente, natumba, na sobrang malala. Okay? Yan. So, pag ano yan, anong shape yan? Convex, concave. Bahala na kayo. Basta ganyan ang itsura niya. Kasi it's above the dura, kaya ang dura mo, di ba ang dura mo nakaganyan? naka-coat ang dura. So kapag may space sa dura, gumagano yung dura. Okay, kaya ganyan ang shape ng epidural hemorrhage, which is above the dura. Tapos, very important again, anong vessel ang nag-rupture? Meningeal artery. Okay? So, middle meningeal artery yan. It's an artery. That's why epidural hemorrhage is actually very fatal kapag hindi nyo na-catch early. Okay? Fatal yan. Mabilis yan. Kasi nga, it's an artery. Imagine a pulsating artery that's bleeding na malaki. Okay? Patay yan. Yan. Unlike subdural hemorrhage, it's under the dura. No? So parang it follows the shape of the more or less follows the shape of the brain. Kaya mas paganyan siya. Okay? So usually yan, veins. Ang the trauma, rupture of your bridging veins. So common to, kung kanina trauma, ito rin trauma. Pero isa, blunt force. This one, mga falls in the elderly, nauntog, or minsan lang kahit hindi lalo na yung mga elderly, very elderly with mga blood thinners, they can have subdural hematomas without mga frank na trauma to the head. Minsan, pinatukan lang, OA, diba? Pero minsan, nauntog lang, very, very light lang. Or sa car, bumpy yung ride, pwede sila mag-develop na. Okay? Kasi nga, older na sila, hindi na masyado maganda yung veins, tapos atrophic yung brain, maliliit na yung brain nila. So, sometimes yung veins, sa gitna kasi yan from the dura going to the brain, parenchyma, kasi stretch siya, kaya ang bilis nilang matamaan, even with slight trauma to the head. Okay? So, ganyan din siya. This one, hypertensive diabetes, sudden onset weakness, slur of speech, progressive aphasia, parang stroke din siya. Diba? So, parang lahat naman sila stroke. Okay, ito, this one naman, ano nakita niyo? Expressive aphasia or Broca's aphasia. So, pag ganun, alam mo na siya, left, unless right brain dominant siya. So, majority of the time, it's left. Tapos, right central facial palsy. So, alam mo, left talaga siya. Left na frontal involving the Broca's area, no? Yeah. So ano yun? Ano kaya ito? So, pag tinignan mo yung DWI, yeah, that's stroke yan, infarct yan. Kaya yung itsura ng infarct ng DWI, hyper-intense. Or, ang tawag dyan pag DWI, restricted diffusion. Okay? Remember yung pinag-usapan natin with infarction? It happens with infarction. Diba nawalan ka ng sudden depletion of blood flow, ano pa? Ano wala? ATP, diba? With ATP, what happens when there is loss of ATP? Ano nangyayari sa sodium-potassium channels? Fail. Wala siyang fuel diba? So, fail yung sodium-potassium pump, and then what happens when there's failure of your... discuss ko na ito last time. Sodium-potassium pump, diba? Para sa may sodium-potassium pump, it actively, diba, either lets in or out yung mga ions mo for concentration gradient, diba? Para it ensures na higher concentration of one on the intracellular and on the extracellular. Kasi, what follows the ions ba? Pag mas mataas ang concentration of one ion here, or higher concentration here. So, di ba concentration gradient? Di ba, depende sa flow. Kapag lower to higher, depende sa pressure. Kapag osmosis, di ba, water follows the solute, di ba? Okay, so kapag ganyan, hindi na maganda ang concentration gradient of your ions, nag-fill yung pump mo, water accumulates as well. Okay? Kaya ito, what you're seeing is, yung water accumulation, parang water accumulation yan because of the failure of the pump. Because of the infarct. So in short, yan yung infarct. Kaya siya pumuputi. Okay? Kasi water is white on T2. Alam niyo yan? Yung different sequence ng MRI. T1, T2. Pag T2, the World War II, di ba? Alam niyo yan? Tingnan ko sa inyo. Hindi. Bakit? Nag-grade na ba kayo? Hindi pa. Meron na. Pag MRI kasi, T2, ano lang to? Ano lang, to review. Pag T2, how will you distinguish T2 is World War II. Water is white in T2. Okay? So ito actually, DWI, derivative of T2 yan. So here, ang puti dyan, white. So yun yung nakita nyo. Para makorelate natin yung biochemical something. Diba? Ano, ATP, pakailan mo ba sa ATP, hindi mo naman nakikita. Tsaka sa mga dependent channels, diba? So yun yung application niya. Para mas maintindihan nyo. Okay, so yun lang. Infarction, prolonged ischemia, tapos you have irreversible damage. Okay, so yan. Pag stroke, sudden onset. Okay, pag di ba two different types of stroke, you have the bleeding, hemorrhagic conversion kanina, or the infarction, or formation of your plaques. Okay, basta mga obstruction ng blood flow. Okay, may cessation of blood flow to the area. So there's also a thing called TIA, if nakarelate na kayo nun. It continuum kasi yung stroke. Pwede siyang transient ischemic attack na nagkaroon ka ng full reversible, hindi reversible siya fully. Yung symptoms mo. And then when you do your MRI, wala siyang evidence of ano. Halimbawa, biglang tumaas yung BP, hindi nabulol siya, tapos after mga 1-2 hours, okay na ulit siya. Tapos pina-MRI mo, wala. That's TIA. Ibig sabihin, yung nabaralan doon, nawala din siya. Or, baka naman, yung blood flow ang problem. No? So, common yan kaya importante nga sabi ko kami, even with TIA, you still do imaging studies. Kasi sometimes, it's an evolving process pala. Yung pala, malaki pala yung block niya dito sa internal carotid artery, tapos medyo bumaba yung BP lang, so medyo kinulang yung perfusion pataas, kaya nagkaroon ng manifestation of TIA. But TIA is a very important disease entity. Hindi ibig sabihin na, okay na to, walang stroke to, pauwiin niya na. Actually, no. Dapat yun yung mga patients na talagang pinabantayan nyo. Kasi, hindi pa sila nasa-stroke. Pag nag-TIA yung patient, depende sa scoring, we'll learn about the scoring later on. May high-risk TIA, may mga low-risk TIA. Pero yung mga yan ay high risk for parang mag-continue na yung stroke nila. Okay? So, TIA is an opportunity for you to prevent a stroke. Kasi pag pinabayaan mo yan, mas-stroke yung mga yan. Okay? Ito yun, no, yung transient monocular blindness, or we call it mga amaurosis fugax. Yan, yung mga ophthalmic artery, ICA yan. Mga intermittent. Pwede yung TIA. Nabubulag, okay na. Mabulag, okay na. Ay nako, bilisan mo na. Mas-stroke na yan. Okay? At pag na-stroke yan, ICA yan. So, you know, a big stroke yan. Pwede kumatayin pag gano'n kasi ang laki-laki ng stroke. Okay? So, there are different types of infarction. Basta in general, pag infarction, may bumara sa artery. So, hindi na daluyan. Okay? So, pwede mong large vessel occlusion on the right. Ganyan, ang laki, no? Kita niyo yung puti? Yan, that's a halos complete MCA yan. Complete middle cerebral artery infarction. The other one, yan yung mga lacunar infarction. Kita niyo yung puti? Liit, no? Yan. Lacunar infarction. Cute lang, cute. Pero, alam mo, sometimes, devastating yan, lalo na kung ang tinamaan nila ay internal capsule. Ang liit lang ng stroke, pero tinamaan yung internal capsule. Ano ba nasa internal capsule? Di ba nandun yung corticospinal tract mo? From the brain, ang laki-laki nila, tapos bigla sila mag-compress sa isang maliit na capsule. That's your internal capsule. So even a small infarct in the internal capsule, like this, pwede silang super paralyzed on one side. So yung mamaliitin yan. Okay? Pwede rin embolic infarction. So usually, di ba, when you look at stroke ng mga infarct, pathology dyan would be occlusion of an artery. An artery, meaning one artery. Pero pag ganyan, nakalat. So ito, may right MCA, may left MCA. Ano yun, sabay-sabay sila, di ba? Okay guys, let's go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, block. Di ba? That's inside to thrombosis kasi. Ibig sabihin, kung nasa yung artery, doon nag-block. Pero weird, di ba? Sabay-sabay sila. Oo, nag-usap sila. May GC sila. Okay. This one, usually pag ganyan, kalat-kalat, multiple territorial infarcts. Kadalasan yan, it's an embolic etiology. Pag sinabi mong atherothrombotic, yung mismong vessel in that area ang may problem. Pag sinabi mo embolic, ano yung embolic? Uy, ba't ready na kayo umalis? Teka lang. Na-pressure ako. Hindi lang, teka na, wait lang. 8 minutes pa. Pag embolic infarction, ibig sabihin niyan, the blood clot is coming from somewhere. Tapos nag-shower siya, kaya kung saan pumunta. Saan galing? Pwedeng sa heart, pwedeng sa arch of the aorta. Kapag mga irregular heart, tuloy na pressure tuloy ako. Ito, pwedeng irregular ang blood, yan tuloy na, irregular ang pumping, may irregular rhythm, may atrial fibrillation, okay, may blood clot formation, atherothrombotic na malalambot, or coming from bigger arteries, pwedeng nadidislodge, tapos nadudurog, tapos tumatapon sa taas. Yan yung mga embolic. Basta pag embolic, came from somewhere. Okay, yung mga embolic. Yes. Okay. Malapit na to, girl. Last slide na to. Okay, 8 minutes pa. Wait lang. Okay? So, clinical approach and history and examination, always ask for the timeline. Onset. Yan yung ictus. Very important for patients na may receive akong stroke. Dok, bigla po ako nabulol. Okay. Kailan? Kasi nga, you want to preserve yung, kasi may golden period, di ba? Usually 3 hours to 4.5 hours. Ngayon, in-extend to 6 hours, 12 hours. Meron ibang studies na 24 hours na you can salvage the ischemic penumbra and do yung mga intervention, life-saving intervention. Kaya very important, you take note of the onset, the timeline, yung symptomatology, you look at the risk factors ng patient, age, ano pa, mga smoker, alcoholic beverage drinker, hypertensive, mga classic na cardiovascular risk factors. The ones that you also ask for, mga MI patients, di ba? Hypertension, diabetes, exercise, diet, drugs. Okay? Tapos you localize based on your symptoms and your signs. Tapos, if it's a vascular pathology, is this more of a block, an infarct, or a rupture, a hemorrhage, okay? So, always do your complete neurologic exam. At hindi porke nasa neuro kayo, hindi na kayo mag-physical exam. Kasi ang dami niya, di ba parang AF pala yung patient, tapos nag-stroke siya, edi automatic, that might be a cardioembolic na infarct. Oh, may 6 minutes pa, wait lang. Okay, so you also check, di ba? You're also taught how to, how to auscultate the carotids. Okay? Kasi if you hear turbulent blood flow, nakalimutan mo yun, mga carotid groovy. Di ba meron na kayo ba? Di ba girl, tayo, auscultate tayo ng groovies before? Sa IPD, when you auscultate for, pag may groovy kayo narinig, it's ibig sabihin, you have significant stenosis. There's turbulence of the blood flow in the carotids. Okay? What if you don't hear any groovy sa carotids? So, okay na, safe. Walang carotid stenosis. Siyempre, pag tinanong ko, ibig sabihin, may something kasi tinatanong. It's a trick. It's a trap. So, pwede hindi. Kasi if it's completely occluded, wala ka maririnig. Diba? Walang blood flow. So, walang blood flow, walang sound. Okay? So, always parent check. Kaya in the part of screening and workup for stroke namin, we also check the carotids. Actually, dapat it should extend down hanggang heart tsaka yung mga arch of the aorta. Kasi mga mga hidden areas na pinagagalingan ng mga plaques or mga blood clots. Okay, palpation of vessels and examination of your eye and fundus. Fundoscopy pa rin is very important. Tapos na, makakaulit ka na. Ako din. Okay, any questions? Wala. Excited na ako mag-August. Kasi walang pasok. 19 walang pasok kaya, 21 walang pasok. Uy, Monday, hindi. Hindi siya, wala. Hindi may pasok. Diba? More time for study. Tapos, next week na natin may pasok na, Monday. Bakit? Hindi kayo pinakapalit ng SONA? At Synchronous? Dapat mo na